Pallavi Ahluwalia from Ahluwalia Law Offices on the airwaves of Phanisha Radio 104.9 FM. A very good morning to you, Pallavi.
A wonderful morning to you, Metu. Thank you for hosting me as always on Wednesday mornings. I'm so glad to be here. We're here, as everyone knows, between 10:30 and 11, and I know we have some people who are still going to work, some people who actually, while they're at work, still call us, and we appreciate that because your questions may be able to help someone who has a similar question, but either is not being able to get through or cannot call at this point. So that being said, I always do have a few updates. One good thing that has happened is that premium processing has resumed from October 3rd for all H-1B cases. So if you have yours particularly stuck, that's a good idea to do. Now, I have a little bit of a counsel for people that have the extensions that were filed that are still stuck and have not been processed or have not gotten any update from the government, to first please check to see if you have a level 1 LCA that was filed for you, because currently the biggest issue that we're seeing is the government challenging any H-1B that is offering the employee a level 1 wage out of a wage of 4 levels on a specialty occupation, which means that the government's view is very akin to what President Trump said, that if you have merit, you should be paid the highest. You should be the highest paid worker, and because of that, if you're not, then you're not H-1B. Now, this is a circular argument, not something we can agree to, and it has to be defended. For people that had filed in the quota, they don't have a choice because they don't have any options to withdraw their case, or they have to confront this and also go over their company's policies as to how they are offered the level of wages plus their education or lack of experience perhaps. But when it comes to anything else where we have extensions, I would have people who have those cases stuck, or companies who have cases stuck, to reconsider what they want to do with those extensions, because it's an option to file another one, an amendment with counselor notification, send the person out and withdraw the previously filed case. Otherwise, you're going to throw a lot of time and effort into it and not get the result you're looking for, because as I can say, the extension on these cases is a little difficult to handle.
All right. Thank you for the updates, Pallavi. And once again, you all can call us at 972-235-5555. If you have a question right now, a legal question, now is the time to give us a call, 972-235-5555. And Pallavi, can you share with our listeners about all these recordings, all these shows that you do live with us? They are available.
Yeah. Correct, they are. They are available on our website at ahluwalialaw.com. And if you kind of go into client resources, it has a tab that says Your Business Matters Radio Show Recordings. It leads into a YouTube audio recording. And I would say that if you've missed something, please do go, and you have the option to listen to it. And also listen to yourself if you've called and you want to check what you said.
Yes, thank you so much. Once again, the website is ahluwalialaw.com. Going to open all the lines, and we are taking your calls live on air right now. Once again, the number in the studio, 972-235-5555. You're live on the air. Please go ahead and ask your question to Pallavi.
Hi, this is Dave. Pallavi, I have a question that my I-140 is just approved. So after how many months or how much time I can change the company?
At least 6 months. So after your approval on the I-140, 180 days later is when that priority date will stick with you, and it will also allow you to use that approved I-140 for your H-1B extension past your 6th year. All right. So at this point, 180 days for sure, because if it's withdrawn, then you lose your priority dates before that.
Okay, I got you. Thank you, Pallavi. And
all right. All the best to you.
Thank you for your call. Going to our next caller, 972-235-5555, number in the studio. You're live on the air. Please go ahead and ask your question.
My question is, how do they define that this is a L1 wage for a person? Is there any criteria they set for state-wise or the company-wise?
No, this is data that is available on OES wage data. This is the government Department of Labor, and it is established per county all over the country. Okay, so you have to key in your occupation code and or your occupation title, and then look at the county where you're going to be working at to pull up 4 levels of wages. Now, whether you're going to be level 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 is a decision that the company internally has to make. If somebody has made a decision that you're going to be level 1, but you have been with the company for 4 or 5 years, that's a contrary argument. And what we're discovering, because we're inheriting a lot of these cases from companies that are giving them to us to respond to, we're seeing that the support letters that were sent out, whether it was sent out internally or by previous counsel, are arguing a lot of experience as they request the H-1B. Now, that goes contrary to the level 1 wage. You'll have to make that wage a bit higher for it to be justified. So, but yes, to answer your question briefly, it is OES wage data.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for your call. Once again, this is your
National Employment Statistics. Go ahead.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your call. This is Your Business Matters with Pallavi Ahluwalia from Ahluwalia Law Offices. If you want to get in touch with her, if you want to seek a private consultation, the number to call for appointments would be 972-361-0606. ahluwalialaw.com is the website. Going to our next caller, and do want to mention here the number in the studio is 972-235-5555. You're live on the air. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Thanks for taking my call. Good morning, Paulie G.
Good morning.
Question. Good morning. I got married. I got here on a fiancé visa. I got married. Everything went smooth. It just took time for me to get my fingerprints and interview. So it's been a month already passed after my interview. I have not received any communication or any sort of letter. Then I check online and it's saying it's still under review. So is it a normal, or what should I do on this point?
No. At this point, you're just fine. Just wait. You're part of an overall slowing down of the processing of immigration. This is directive that has been given by all the way from the executive branch, coming from the White House, to just take time. And this is extreme vetting, which was an executive order of President Trump, one of his first few. And based on that, even if you're eligible right now, they have to look through all the background checks all over again to ascertain that they will be able to give you the green card. So there is 2 things here. One is the extreme vetting aspect, where they're checking your background again, and the second part is where there is a slowdown in the processing. All right.
Okay.
So based on that, I think you should just be fine.
Yeah, it's been more than a year, and I have not received any work authorization or anything.
The work authorization is concerning. You should have gotten your work authorization within 6 months of filing your 485. So have you checked on that? Was the work authorization part of your package?
Yes, it was.
So you did do an I-765 form?
Uh-huh.
All right. Yeah, that would be concerning, and that should require a push and info pass.
Okay.
All right.
Definitely look into this. Okay, thank you very much.
All the best to you.
Thank you very much for your call. 972-235-5555, number in the studio. Well, you're live on the air. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead and ask your question.
मेरा प्रश्न सिटीजन के बारे में है.
हाँ जी, पूछिए.
मेरा फिंगरप्रिंट मार्च महीने में हो गया है और अभी तक कुछ वो कंप्यूटर में दिखाई नहीं देता है. आप लाइन में खड़े हैं इंटरव्यू के लिए, ऐसा कुछ.
ओके, तो बैकग्राउंड चेक्स को थोड़ा टाइम लग रहा है इस टाइम पे, और मैं अभी पिछले कॉलर से भी बात कर रही थी कि इस टाइम पे थोड़ा सा स्लोइंग डाउन ऑफ द इमिग्रेशन प्रोसेस हो रखा है. तो for a naturalization application पहले 8-9 महीने लगते थे हम expect कर सकते हैं कि इसका time थोड़ा सा और बढ़ जाएगा
because मेरी वाइफ का जो अप्रैल महीना में होता है उसको दिखाता है कि आप इंटरव्यू के लिए लाइन में हैं
ओके या वो बैकग्राउंड चेक थोड़ा सा ज्यादा टाइम लगा रहे हैं क्योंकि प्रेसिडेंट ट्रम्प ने ऑर्डर दिया हुआ है इसका
ओके थैंक यू
ऑल द बेस्ट
Thank you very much for your call. 972-235-5555. Number in the studio. aluvalialaw.com is the website. You can also type in yourdesilawyer.com and that should take you to aluvalialaw.com. And, Pallavi, I see that people can ask a question on your website also, although the answer will be quite generic as I see it here. But please briefly tell us about that.
Yeah, so we have the option. I know we get a lot of calls, especially following the radio, and people, I'll have to say, do ask us for free consultation. With all due respect to everyone out there, we are here for you on the radio, and we're happy to answer questions. And I do have that tab. So if you were to go onto my website and look to see how you can ask me a question, there is a tab saying "Ask me a question." Your question should be generic enough for me to be able to answer. If you have too much detail, I would like to see documents that pertain to it before providing advice. But we do get a healthy number of questions from there on an ongoing basis. So I would encourage people to, if you have just one quick question, do not want to go through our consultation policy, I would ask you to quickly write me a question and I would try and answer that.
All right, thank you so much. And you can ask your question right now to Pallavi. We are taking your calls on air, 972-235-5555, number in the studio. You're live on the air. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, ma'am. I have a question regarding my I-140. My I-140 is approved for company A, 3 years ago, and I'm planning to go back to India for some time to take care of my parents. So if I go to India, and if my I-140, my date gets current, say after 5 years, how I can come back here?
Your company still has to sponsor you. Right, so you can move your case to, instead of an adjustment of status, I don't know what the I-140 form said. If it said that you were going to be adjusting here, then you will not be issued fee bills. If it is that you are going to be processing this from abroad, then you have to write about this change that you've left the country and you would want NVC to issue fee bills. That has to be done here in the country to the National Visa Center. That's number one. 5 years later, too, you will need your employer. Okay, because the employer has to file a supplement J. That's a 485 supplement J that is confirming the fact that the job still exists. All right, so that has to be done. And if all of that is done and you have the process followed for the DS-260 forms, you should be able to enter with a green card.
Right. So you would not recommend to change my job once I went to India, right? I should continue with my current employer.
If you want the employer to sponsor you for the green card, I don't see how an employer would without you being with them.
Correct, yeah. Okay. That's fine then. Thanks a lot for your help, yeah.
You take care.
Thank you for your call, 972-235-5555, number in the studio. Going to our next caller, Panisha Radio, you're live on the air. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Hi Pallavi, how are you?
I'm very well. How may I help?
Pallavi, my I-140 was filed in November 2015.
Okay.
And it's for green card. It's for EB2. So how much still more is the processing time to get my green card?
Well, right now, so you have to check it. It's not the processing time. This is availability of visas that determines when your turn will come in the EB2 queue, and you're from India, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So the final action dates, which is what you have to look for on the visa bulletin, and you're welcome to go into, of course, if you can find the visa bulletin yourself, no problem. Otherwise, you can go into aluvalialaw.com and under client resources, you can find a visa bulletin tab and it'll take you to the latest visa bulletin. For right now, India, 15 September 2008 filed cases with those priority dates are getting their green cards. And for filing the 485, the dates have just moved to February of 2009. So if you have a 2015 priority date, we're anticipating this to be way longer, about 8 years. I don't see the numbers coming back up. They've been this dismal for the last, I would say, a couple of years. So let's hope that there is any chance of getting the line to move a bit faster. And I'm going to make a general announcement too. So thank you for your call. But I'm going to just also have a general announcement here. We have a new proposed, well, let's say change. It's from the White House, and the White House is asking that all the EB2 systems and EB3s, all of the way the current employment-based system works, to be given away for the sake of a merit-based system. That may give advantage to everyone if there is a merit-based system. However, what's concerning, if that were to pass, is that it is reducing the of green cards completely. And if it's going to reduce the number that people are allowed to come in right now, 1 million a year comes into the country. There is also talk in which he wants to remove siblings, parents, children who are married over 21, and even anybody that's not a minor from getting a green card through the family-based immigration. So if these proposals were to go through Congress, which I have a little bit of a concern that they may not, then we should be all right. However, that still leaves Indian citizens under EB2 in a category that just has to see wait times, because if those numbers get reduced, you can only see it'll just get worse.
All right, thank you very much. Going to our next caller, Fun Asia Radio, you're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question, please.
Hi, Pallavi. I got my green card through my employer using EB1 October of last year, and
Okay.
I left the job in this June. I'm currently still unemployed, so when I come eligible for citizenship application, is this period of not being employed going to hurt me in any way?
Yeah, so at this point, we haven't seen this, and I always provide an opinion here that we will see a little bit of a tightening in that area. So which means that if you're getting your employment-based green card from an employer, the USCIS would like to see you to have been with this employer for a certain number of months at least. We say a little over 180 days. Now, if it is that you were not employed after the 180 days, I don't see that being an issue. But if you were to quit a bit quicker, and I see that from your saying October to, did you say
October to June, so about
May?
7-8 months, yeah.
Yeah, so you should be more or less okay. Now, you did have the employer who sponsored you. You remain working for them prior to the green card also, correct?
That is correct, yeah.
Right, okay. So if there is ever a question, this is generally speaking here to everyone, if there's ever a question, that period of time should also be brought into play to establish the bona fide intent. But no, the fact that you were just unemployed for a bit, I would not get too concerned about it. However, I do see the government's movement in trying to slow down everything and to question everything that we have on our applications. So that may be an area where we can have the focus move to next.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much for your call. And for private consultation, you can shoot an email to frontdesk@ahluwalialaw.com, or you can call the front desk manager at 972-361-0606. The number in the studio here, 972-235-5555. You're live on the air. Please go ahead and ask your question to Pallavi.
Okay.
Can I request you to turn off your radio before you ask your question?
Hi. Hello.
Yes, go
sir.
ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hi. I have approval of I-140, and mine is EB3. I'd like to know mine is priority date is on 2007. So it's right now it's running 2006 October. So I would like to know how early the current date would come in.
So right now, the ones that are getting the green cards are the ones that had filed their labor certifications on October 15th of 2006. That's EB3 for India. Okay, and now where it moves to who are being able to file the adjustments of status are people who have January 1 of 2008. However, with a caveat here on the filing dates on the visa bulletin on a monthly basis, and this is something that we're leading clients to understand. On a monthly basis, when the Department of State releases the visa bulletin, you also have to see if USCIS agrees to the dates of filing for employment-based visa applications, whether they agree to the first chart or the second chart. So at this point, if you are, based on the visa bulletin for October, you would have been eligible if you were end of 2007, but based on USCIS not accepting it, you will have to wait for the next month's visa bulletin to see if that's allowed or not.
Oh, so I can go ahead and check with my attorney to see if I can file the adjustment of 485, even though
Did you say you have the, ma'am, did you say your date was end of 2007? What date did you
Yes, ma'am, after May 9th, 2007.
May 9th?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so May 9th, 2007, yeah. Okay, so the issue that we're seeing right now, that USCIS for October visa bulletin is not agreeing to the second chart. It wants people only to file if you're falling in the first chart, which has a date of October 15th of 2006. So the answer to your question, if you're eligible to file right now, based on what USCIS is saying after interpreting the Department of State's visa bulletin, the answer is no.
Okay.
You may just have to look for this for next month, yes.
All right. Thank you.
All
All the
right.
best to you.
Thank you so much for your call. And that's all the time I have for all our lovely listeners. And thank you so much for taking out time from your busy schedule every Wednesday between 10:30 to 11 for the community here.
It is completely my pleasure. I love being here and answering questions live on the air. And we have our great community who always keeps us busy with the questions they have. So we welcome them. So thank you, Meetu, for hosting me. And I look forward to being back next week.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.